Bull or bear? Rolling the coin that I originally started these videos with. Here comes up a bear. Good afternoon, and it's a wet one here in Lauderdale by the Sea today. Wet and cool at 72 degrees, and still beautiful, and I hope your day is beautiful as well. All right, where have I been the last week? I've been up in Lakeland at the Lakeland Collectorama show, which I took over from my father sometime. If you're more interested with learning about that, go to thecollectoramashow.com. I run a coin, collectible, and precious metals show. We also do jewelry and all kinds of things. 3 times a year in Lakeland, Florida. So I was there last week. Very successful show. Had a lot of fun, but takes up a lot of my time. So I really didn't get a chance to knock out a video like I wanted to. And also, some people say, Brian, it was up 80 cents, down 80 cents, or whatever. For us seasoned silver guys that have been doing this for decades, an 80-cent upside or downside isn't that exciting. So, not really, unless we're day traders. And, as you know, I'm not a day trader, and I don't advise most of you to do that in silver, unless you're a good gambler. Well, where are we at in silver right now? 23.44, up 49 cents from, Thursday, because this is Friday's close, and I'm actually doing this video on Sunday. Gold is at 2013 and 900 platinum. The gold to silver ratio has flattened out a little bit. It was like, 92 to 1 or more than that. But again, like 80-cent moves upwards, downwards, it doesn't get me too excited. We're range bound because of the crooks in the COMEX market, the big commercial shorts that manipulate this market upside, to the upside, to the downside. Again, we're in that $20 to $25 range. But it seems like to the higher side. I mean, it's no different than we were in that $15 to $20 range and the $10 to $15 range. For a while it trades on the lower range of that $5 increment, and then all of a sudden it's up to the higher side. Then it breaks that higher side, drops back. So these are the kind of ranges we're in. And believe me, silver, in my opinion, should be more like $75, $100, $125 an ounce if it was a true organic marketplace based on true supply and demand. But it's not. It's not. It's all based on the paper derivative bullshit at the COMEX markets. But we all know that. Gold, again, 2013. Platinum. Markets are kind of just been sitting where they've been sitting for months and months and months. There's been an apathy in silver and gold. And if you take a look at the videos out there and the talking heads like myself talking about gold and silver, we've slowed down quite a bit. Sales have slowed down quite a bit as well. Not as much silver and gold being sold out there, especially silver. Silver slowed up dramatically. But does that mean that that's why silver and gold prices have slowed down? Is because retail buyers of gold and silver, bars and coins, have slowed down? Not at all. We are just a mere drop in the bucket, drop in the 55-gallon drum of the silver market, folks. The silver prices are not derived on retail coin and bar sales or purchases. Not at all. Not even what we own. Remember the amount of contracts that are owned out there by, or the amount of crooked paper derivative contracts on the COMEX market, exceeds, billions and not billions, but millions and millions of ounces, right? Why have billions when you can have millions? But millions of ounces. I mean, the retail bullion market is just, again, a drop in the bucket. So assuming that you don't see a lot of talking heads in the gold and silver markets, the guys that talk about the markets like myself, the people that are hucking the wares, even the ads on TV have slowed dramatically. I haven't seen many of the gold ads that we were seeing for a while. Why? Because again, the retail market has kind of dried up. But does that drive the retail? Does that drive the prices that we're seeing here? 2023, 9? No, folks. These prices that you're seeing here, palladium, I'm sure included, because that's a small market as well, are completely derived in the crooked COMEX place called the COMEX silver market and the COMEX gold market, platinum and palladium market as well. Well, we don't want to go down the rabbit hole of the COMEX because we all know exactly what's going on there. So let's talk about the people that believe this nonsense, believe that the reason silver's down is because of nobody's buying it. The retail people aren't buying silver and gold. That's such a farce. It's not even funny. Remember, a lot of gold is used in industry and it never stops. In fact, the industrial uses for silver just grow enormously more and more. Scrap resources for silver are shrinking. Mining for gold, silver is shrinking. The amount of available silver out there, and remember, real important, amount of available silver. I didn't say above ground silver. Amount of available silver out there is shrinking and shrinking. And why do we have this low silver price? Well, it has nothing. Why? Why so low? That's the question I get asked. Why is silver so low? Well, again, without jumping down the rabbit hole of the criminal CrimeX market, where these prices are derived from, the average person that didn't listen to my video, doesn't listen to Ted Butler, doesn't listen to the people that really know what they're talking about when it comes to the silver prices and why they're so low. A smart person would go, okay, what's going on with the price of silver? All right, okay. I'm pretending I don't know about the criminal CrimeX market. I'm pretending that I really believe that silver is, prices are derived on supply and demand. It's a genuine supply and demand, an organic supply and demand, which it doesn't. So I'm going to pretend I'm that person, or maybe the talking head at CNBC that just got out of college. That's the silver expert that does all the reporting for them, or Reuters, all right, or Bloomberg. Okay, so why is silver down? Must be capitulation. But if you type in capitulation in the silver market, for prices of silver being down or not really going up substantially, what do you get here? Why is capitulation in the stock market? No, nothing there. What is it? What is in silver price today? No, not too much there. Hang on a second. Are we in the news section? Nothing on silver prices. In fact, quite the opposite. Silver price today up 4% since the beginning of this year. But do you see anything in here? And I'm in the news section here on the search engine. There's nothing in here that suggests that there's any type of capitulation in silver, or that silver is fallen in favor, or that industry isn't using it. There's nothing here that says that. So what capitulation? There is no capitulation in the silver market. We shouldn't be seeing dollar downs and $3 downs. We should actually be seeing a consistent up, again, if it was based on real organic prices. And again, remember, for you guys out there that says, well, APMEX, SD, JM Bullion, I'm glad I brought those names up, by the way, because if you're buying gold, silver, and platinum, we advertise to beat APMEX, JM, and SD Bullion. We'll beat them at their best price products, as long as they're recognizable products and not some obscure nonsense. But commercial rare coins and precious metals, if you're looking to buy gold, silver, and platinum, we've been doing this a long time. Yeah, I know, I threw my ad in here. So so check us out here, especially if you live in South Florida, visit our brick and mortar here. All right, so we're not seeing any capitulation out there whatsoever, folks. Even in the retail store that we have, I get the only capitulation I'm seeing amongst silver people are, again, the new guys. The guy that doesn't know that the markets are crooked. The guy that doesn't know, and that just recently bought a bunch of silver because his friends told him to, or read about it, or kind of discovered on his own that silver may be a good deal, but he's bought it, he's sitting on it, nothing's happened, it's dropped $1 or $2. The last 6 months, it's just been very, very quiet. He's throwing his hands up, what's happening here? But he doesn't, so what would he do? He'd go out and look, and he'd go look for a headline. Well, why is silver going down, okay? Let's type that in, too. Why is silver going down? There we go. I know, I'm a one-finger typer. Why is silver going down? Why is my sciatica not going away? Folks, it's just not out there. There is no capitulation in silver. There's no reason why silver should be going down. Again, other than the crooked CrimeX, COMEX marketplace, where it's all paper derivative, paper bullshit backed by nothing. All right? What has it got to do with anything, really? Well, here's another search I did. Silver going down. Again, you find quite the opposite. Look, I typed in silver going down. Again, this is something you would do in stock market, anything. If you're studying something that you're buying for an investment or you're putting away for yourself, you're going to most definitely, if it goes down or drops quite a bit, if you're a smart person, you're going to do a search and say, well, why? So I'm out here looking on the search engines. Why? And it's telling me just the complete opposite. Silver set for a terrific year, could outperform gold to a 10-year high. And we're going to get to that in a moment as well. But, you know, it's just, it's so counterintuitive, you know. And again, you know, if you want to know what's really going on out there, the average guy out there that doesn't understand how crooked the silver market is and where the price is derived, doesn't read Ted Butler, doesn't listen to me and other folks that talk about, you know, why silver is so low. These are the they listen to these guys. These are the corporate talking heads, like I said, the 20-something-year-old journalists or whatever they want to call themselves today, fresh out of college, working for Bloomberg, CNBC, or even, let's call it the Silver Institute. So here you go, CNBC. Now, this is a cool article. Silver set for a terrific year. You don't see this very high. And again, you would think with the amount of capitulation we've seen in silver, this article just came out. Look at this, February 6, 2024. All right, folks, so there's the only reason that silver is down and up is, again, the crooked marketplace, which the prices are derived. But look at this article. And I started to read this. I said, wow, what a great article for CNBC. But then I started to read, oh, my God, so much bullshit down here. Global silver demand. And I start to realize who they're listening to. They're listening to the, who is it? The Silver Institute, whoever the heck they are. Silver Institute told CNBC. Silver Institute is so full of shit. I don't think they know what they're talking about. Their data is so their data is so ridiculous, it's not even funny. But anyway, they talk, I'm going to read this real quick. This could be a banner year for silver. Now remember, this is what the plebes, this is what the new people are out there reading. This could be good for silver too if we start seeing more articles like this. And I'm wondering why we're seeing articles like this. Global silver demand is forecast to reach 1.2 billion ounces in 2024, which would mark the second highest level on record, 1.2 billion ounces. Folks, that's a lot. and if you want to know how much silver is actually pulled out of the ground and recycled, I believe it's a lot less than that. Let's not go down that rabbit hole. Stronger industrial offtake is the principal catalyst for the rising global demand for the white metal, and the sector should hit a new annual high this year, said the Institute. All right, blah, blah, blah. We'll have a terrific year, especially in terms of demand. Michael D. Renzo. Now, again, this is a positive article for silver, but it completely does not take into account that the price of silver is derived in a crooked marketplace, okay? I just want you to keep remembering that. But no less, this is what the plebes read. Executive director at Silver Institute told he expects silver to reach $30 per ounce, woohoo, which would be a 10-year high, according to data from the LSG. Last hit $30 in February 2013, okay. I guess that is true. Institute sees a 9% climb in demand for silverware and a 6% rise in jewelry demand this year. This is why you should never listen to the Institute. A 9% climb in silverware. Where do they get that information? Let me just take a look here. I'm kind of curious about this too. Increase in demand for silverware. And you know why that's such bullshit? Because nobody is buying silverware. It's getting melted. Nobody is buying silverware. And the only people that you really read that stupid nonsense silverware is up is from the Silver Institute. I would like to see where, it's probably out there. I'd like to see, I'm sorry, I don't mean to go backwards like that. I would like to see where they get that data from. The 9% climb in demand for silverware and a 6% rise in jewelry demand. I even kind of doubt the jewelry demand is 6%. That's possible, but 9% demand for silverware is just completely utter nonsense, okay? Let's kind of move down here, and that's what makes me wonder why this Silver Institute is such a shill. I don't know who they're shilling for. It's definitely not investors, because if they were shilling for investors, they would bring up the point that silver is heavily manipulated in a paper market, but they don't. They never said that. You would think that miners would say the same thing, people that buy mining stocks too, but I think there's, again, they listen to this guy right here. Fortunately, for a lot of you physical buyers, you don't listen to that guy, all right? And again, that guy's information is bad. So next time you hear someone quoting the Silver Institute, take it with, take it with a grain of salt. Trust me on this. Outperform gold. Silver carries the ignominious title of being the gold's poor cousin, but the two share a positive correlation when it comes to prices, albeit with a lag. Here's what happens usually with silver, says their expert. It does more. This guy, this is what this guy says right here, right? They're 20-something-year-old expert that works from Randy Smallwood. I could be wrong. CEO of Wheaton Precious Metals. I wouldn't trust that guy based on what he's saying. Due to silver, he says silver has a lag behind gold. And again, it seems completely plausible, until you think that Randy Smallwood of Wheaton Precious Metals has completely ignored the point that the market's rigged in a paper derivative marketplace. And it doesn't matter what the ratio is. It doesn't matter what the industrial applications are. It doesn't matter why he thinks that silver lags behind gold. The fact of the matter is silver is down or silver is up because of crooked criminal commercial banks in the COMEX, CRIMEX market, silver derivative market, which is completely ignored by the CFTC, a bunch of attorneys that end up working for these criminals afterwards anyway. All right, well, here's his thoughts, the expert here. And again, Randy may be a good guy. I'm not saying this, but Randy is listening to this guy too much right here. Randy needs to understand that the market prices are really derived primarily in the criminal CRIMEX marketplace. But I'm going to... I know people are going to say you can throw a button on me now, Brian. And some people say everything you said before that's a lie, but before but. Let me not say but. However, something slightly different. That's, the criminal markets can only control this for so long. The paper markets can only control this for so long, before it blows up in their faces, all right? And I think that's what we're starting to see. We're starting to see a lot of shortage in silver out there. But Randy says here, the relationship can be monitored through the gold and silver ratio, which tracks how many ounces. Gold will shoot up first, and then you'll see silver take off rapidly, and silver always outperforms. It's just late. I mean, to some degree, that's true. And he says adding that a $50 mark for silver is possible only after gold moves through 2,200. No, Randy, that's not true. Silver will move above $50 mark regardless of what silver... silver will move above the $50 mark here regardless of what gold does when the charade of the criminal CRIMEX derivative paper market with these big commercial shorts screws this market up so badly that silver all of a sudden becomes genuinely rare. Available above ground silver sources start to become smaller and smaller. And anyways, boy, I wanted to talk about that. I think I talked a bit too much. Folks, that's exactly what we got going on right now. There is not a shortage of silver by your local dealer or Apmex, SD, or JM Bullion, who I advertise to beat. So if you're looking to buy gold, another advertisement, looking to buy gold, silver, and platinum, and you live in South Florida, or you're buying larger amounts, give us a call because we will beat their prices and we'll beat the locals as well. But there is a physical shortage of silver out there in the probably in the 1,000-ounce range, bar range. And I know you can go find some SD, JM, and Apmex, and again, I'll beat their prices. But I'm not talking about our little peon market. Excuse me, we're peons in the silver markets. I'm talking about the derivatives market. SLV, and Ted Butler talks about this, has a hard time supplying when someone buys, like $25 million or $50 million in silver on SLV. SLV, and a lot of people don't believe SLV has to back this silver, but they do, and there's proof and evidence that SLV does have their silver, that their silver is backed by real silver, or their SLV ETF is backed by real silver. So what we've been seeing, and Ted Butler's been talking about for quite some time, is that we've seen these withdrawals. We've seen SLV kind of shrink in price, and that's caused from withdrawals. That's from people taking either their money or silver out of SLV. However, it's not as simple as that. The 25% drops that we're seeing, or the drops that we're seeing in SLV, have nothing to do with capitulation. It has to do with large institutional investors taking delivery of silver in the SLV market, which indicates that if they're taking delivery in the ETF SLV market, then that pretty much says that there is a large-scale silver shortage out there, and someone's buying it through a more expensive venue than they should be. Again, That's with SLV, and it's hard to wrap your brain around this stuff. That's why I recommend that you read Butler Research, Ted Butler's stuff about this stuff, because he can really explain it in a layman's term. It's easy to see. Ed Steer talks about in gata.org, by the way. If you're into gold, silver, and platinum, especially gold, you got to have this bookmarked on your bar up top, gata.org. Been around for a long time, and one of my favorite sites as well. And if you're new to the videos, this is for you mostly. So he talks about SLV position. Paper gold shorts are desperate to go long. All these experts, I mean, Alistair McLeod understands that these markets are rigged, that these paper markets are rigged. So does Ed Steer. So does Ted Butler. Those are the guys you don't want to listen to. You don't want to listen to the keyboard warriors that listen to Bloomberg or listen to Reuters or listen to the Silver Institute. As soon as you see those keyboard warriors and those other talking heads or so-called experts referring to the Silver Institute, or I mean, I'm telling you, you're being misled. I mean, they just, all right, well, let me move along from that and go back to saying that all these experts are talking about how gold and silver prices are derived. It's derived from a criminal complex called COMEX. Mexico's president calls for a ban on open pit mining. Again, capitulation in silver. No way. There's no capitulation in silver. Some small investors. I got some small investors that are coming in, and I ask them, "Why are you selling? You should. I don't think you should be selling. I need the money." That's the only capitulation I'm seeing in the physical silver market. I'm seeing two types of capitulation by the coin and bar guys out there. One, they need the money. They're short money, and that's completely understandable. The second one would be guys that have had something that they can invest in where they can make some really good money short term, and they want to jump back in silver. And they tell me this: I want to jump back in silver as soon as I make this money. That's the other guys that might be capitulating, but they're far and few between. Even though we're not selling a lot of silver right now and gold, the precious metal dealers like myself and the online guys, there's no capitulation out there in any large scale, folks, whatsoever. Mexican miner, in fact, there's less and less silver out there. Better reasons to own silver, not sell it. Mexico president calls for a ban on open pit mining. The mining sector is balking at banning open pit mines because the cost of getting silver is much cheaper in open pit mining, and they don't want to raise the cost, which, again, we can jump down all these rabbit holes, folks. There's a lot of reasons why silver should be $50, $75, $100, $125 an ounce or more, in my opinion. But here we are. But what's my recommendation? My recommendation, again, it's my opinion, is buy, hold, but don't sell. All right, let's move along here. Bank bailout program ends in March. Then what? What price? What would that have on effect on the price of silver? Well, not much at all, because again, the price of silver is affected primarily by large commercial paper positions. I sound like a broken record. That's why, man, I can only do so many of these videos. I can't do them every day and talk about these crooks every day. It's just too much. Speaking of crooks, J.P. Morgan to pay $350 million for trade reporting lapses. J.P. Morgan, one of the biggest criminals out there in the precious metals market, they've been somewhat out of the trading market because they got, well, you can take a look here. J.P. Morgan to pay $920 million fine for manipulating, spoofing precious metals and treasury markets. They got caught, folks. This is some time ago. Remember, September 29th, 2020. They got fined under $920 million. That case was on the books for a while. Also, J.P. Morgan signed an agreement not to be criminally prosecuted and to stay out of, I think, the COMEX market. And they have, I think, for the most part. They haven't been involved with the COMEX market. But they have sneakily got their, I don't know if that's a word, they have sneakily got their foot in the door of so many other silver markets and gold markets, including having the largest physical position of silver and gold out there that it actually probably stole through their crooked manipulation. But they only paid $920 million, and they got billions of ounces of silver and gold through that manipulation. They should have had that taken away, if you ask me, but that's a whole different story. So J.P. Morgan is a crook. They got fined. This is not manipulation. This is not conspiracy. And this is the kind of thing that this guy has no clue about and doesn't bother reading about or ignores or shrugs it off, okay? But no less, J.P. Morgan is a criminal enterprise, in my opinion, and the opinions of many others, including Ted Butler. Ted Butler talks about here, following last week's And again, if you buy and sell a lot of silver, and gold for that matter, but if you buy and sell a lot of silver, you're in the silver business, or you just like knowing more about it and you can afford $30-something a month, highly recommend Butler Research. Highly recommend it. I've made a lot of money because of this, man, and I can tell you that's the truth in the silver market. Well, anyway, Ted says in his recent article, following last week's one-day 5 million ounce deposit in the SLV, that deposit has now been largely removed, continuing the pattern I described last week of big one-day deposits into SLV being quickly removed. Remember what I just told you about, folks. That's just a way to get silver, okay? What seems to be transpiring is that the crooks at JP Morgan are behind the big deposits into SLV, which are meant to supply enough physical silver to keep the physical silver shortage at bay and to keep silver prices from exploding. The question of how long JP Morgan will continue its artificial manipulative physical silver donations is based upon how much more it wishes to donate and how long before the regulators can continue to pretend this isn't occurring. Well, they can pretend a long time because the regulators have pretended for 40 years that manipulation in the criminal crime X market hasn't happened, and we have proof it does. We have proof it does, folks. We don't make this stuff up. The combination of increase in the COMEX silver warehouses and largely balanced out. Well, anyway, Ted goes into a lot of technical nuts and bolts. A really good guy to read. But have no doubt that JP Morgan, even though they signed a criminal deferment, that they can't be involved with directly trading silver in the CRIMEX markets, they are indeed involved in the criminal element of precious metals still. Maybe kind of removed a little bit, not by much, but they're still out there manipulating this market very heavily, folks. And I wish we had competent people in the Department of Justice that would see this and would sling those criminal deferred charges back on them right now, because they're out back doing the same old shit. But again, JP right now is in the process of trying to prevent prices from going up dramatically. They're no longer setting the tone. They are just out there trying to scuttlebutt higher prices the best they can, and I don't think they can do it this time. I think we're going to see much higher prices soon. That's my opinion. I'm sticking with it. All right, folks, best deals out there. For you folks out there that are looking with the best deals, everything in silver is a good deal. Silver Eagles are still overpriced in my mind. And again, if you're looking, here's my advertising again, if you're looking to buy gold, silver, and platinum, I'm the owner of Commercial Rare Coins and Precious Metals. I got a great staff here. You can come in here and deal with my people face to face, or talk to them on the phone if you're looking to buy gold, silver, and platinum. We advertise to be APMEX, SD Bullion, and JM Bullion, the three big 800-pound gorillas out there, and they're respectable companies. I love those three companies. Very respectable. You're always going to get your product, and they deliver, and they have great websites. However, you're probably asking yourself, well, why do I advertise those guys? Well, if you want to be competitive, you got to beat the best, and I believe they're some of the best out there when it comes to selling gold, silver, and platinum. So we can beat their prices and the locals as well. Let me get into those prices now. What are the best deals out there? What are the worst? Well, Silver Eagles. Let me just kind of give you a visual here. Silver Eagles. Everyone knows what a Silver Eagle looks like. I know. That's what you're saying. Why are you doing this, Brian? Why are you making me look at Silver Eagles? They're so pretty, and I want to own them, but you keep telling me they're overpriced, and they are, folks. They're still overpriced. I mean, spot plus $4.50 thereabouts, give or take a little bit, depending on the quantity that you're buying, is where we sell them for. Spot plus $4.50. That's for small quantities. What we sell Silver Eagles for. 90% is much cheaper right now. Spot plus $2. And if you're paying more than $2, come see us. If you're paying more than $4.50 for Silver Eagles, come see us. 100-ounce bars, man. Spot plus $1.50 or less. I mean, I just saw a special on them not too long ago where if you're ordering enough of them, I can get them for you for like spot plus $1.20 or something like that. 1-ounce silver rounds, even, at a height in 2021 or 2022. They were as high as spot plus $4 or $5, and there were even delays in getting your 1-ounce rounds. Now you can pick them up for spot plus $1.80. All right, really cheap. And I know there's still some guy out there that didn't get what I said, that says, Brian, your prices are so cheap. Things are so cheap right now, even cheaper than they were a year or two ago with silver at lower prices. How can there be a silver shortage? Well, just rewind the video. That's the best I can tell you. Listen to it again. But again, the prices are really cheap for us physical traders, not the paper traders. For us physical traders, the prices are cheap. Kilo bars, spot plus $1.60. Don't pay more than that. Stay away from Morgan dollars and piece dollars and those type of products. They sell for substantially more than the price of silver. I mean, if you want them, you really need them, you can buy them from me, and I'll beat anyone's prices on piece and Morgan dollars as well, handily. As well as, what else? Well, again, silver eagles are overpriced in my opinion. I think silver Krugerrands, I don't know, at spot plus 290 and Philharmonic silver, Philharmonic's 290, I'd stay away from them. Platinum, still pretty cheap, folks. I would say stick with platinum bars, and what are they going to run you? Spot plus $70 or something like that. Spot plus 80. But again, I think platinum's still pretty cheap. As far as gold eagles, let's type in gold eagles. I know. Why I got to look at a gold eagle, Brian? I know what one looks like. Well, I don't know. I just feel bad about leaving that same static page up for you guys. Well, you're probably not even looking at the page anyway. My pages are so boring. Gold, 1 ounce eagles, you shouldn't be paying more than, give me 1 second. Don't pay more than spot plus 115. I think buffaloes are up a tiny bit from that. Don't pay more than spot plus 120 on buffaloes. What are the best deals out there on gold? I still think Krugerrands are the best deal at spot plus. Let me do the math here. Wow, how do you beat that? It's almost as cheap as bars. I mean, I guess South African Krugerrand production is way up, or someone found a hoard of them, because at spot plus 70, that's as cheap as gold bars. What not to buy, folks, when it comes to gold, unless you're a millionaire, billionaire, and you got to store large amounts of gold, just stay away from kilos and 10-ounce gold bars. They are cheaper. However, very few smaller mom and pops and have the ability to test and much less buy them. We do, but it's not a big deal. And very few people have the equipment to buy them. We do, obviously, so we can buy 10-ounce and kilo bars, but you still got to check them. Again, unless you're buying large quantities, millions of dollars, not even million. You could store $1 million worth of gold in a 2-slice toaster. I'm talking millions and millions of dollars worth of gold. Stay away from kilos and 10-ounce bars. That's just my opinion. All right, I haven't done this for a little while. I'm going to knock this out real quick. And last week's video, I'd like to thank everybody for watching it. Let me go. And what was last week's? Not last week, probably longer than that. Before Lakeland. Before Lakeland. 225 silver, really? Win? And I got some interesting talking points in that video. If you want to go back and watch it, it's on. It's in my video section, wherever. I had a lot of replies on this, and I'd always, at the very least, like to acknowledge everyone out there. Silver Liner, how are you doing? First, and I like that price. Yeah, a lot to sell to me at $225. My real thought, though, is that silver at $225, what would I buy? I'd probably buy gold if it wasn't too far off from that. That's just my opinion. Gold just to secure it. However, silver, who knows, Bigfoot Aliens, second coming, the end of price manipulation. It's like crying wolf, you do it over. I know, that's the problem. Truler Records. That's why I can't just talk about the manipulation daily. It's kind of like watching the news daily. Truthful news. You know it's true, and you hear the same stuff over and over, and you feel like you're helpless to do anything about it. But, that's what we got. Price manipulation, and you feel helpless sometimes. But, I've been told by a lot of people that are smarter than me that manipulators end up hanging themselves. They've had, 4 decades of rope to hang themselves, that's for sure, when it comes to the big commercials, and I hope they do soon. Close your show and come back in 10 years, maybe so it'll be $25. Cooler, I'm sorry, you don't know what you're talking about. I mean, it's kind of funny, I guess, from your end, but it's pretty stupid. Sorry. Anyway, thanks for watching. I disagree with you. I started buying silver again. I've been buying Mercury dimes. 90% is not bad. Again, don't pay more than spot plus $2. And, if you can buy cheap silver like 90% and tie it into your hobby and something you do enjoy, it's a double win. Anytime Zipper Fox for the F words. Didn't do any this time, but you know me. I can get riled up at times. 225 silver. Let's hit $25 silver first. I know, man. I feel for you guys. I've been doing this for decades and decades, so I understand better than a lot of you folks out there. And I empathize. I mean, I really, truly empathize with you. But, again, I know what's going on. You got to know what's going on. The first real thing about making money in any market is understanding what's going on in it. All right. Thank you. Appreciate that, JP Mark. Strong stacker. My local LC says silver retail business seeing massive amounts of people selling the physical silver. Interesting. I'm just not seeing it, and I live in a multi-billion area. But again, just depends. Just depends. I could see a lot of new buyers capitulating because again, they get bad information. They listen to this guy right here. So I mean, I can see that being a possibility. But for the most part, I haven't seen it, and a lot of guys that I know haven't seen it on any large scale. Silver retail buying is dead. I wouldn't say dead, but extremely quiet. Broke, hence the low premiums on silver right now. Yeah, that's true. That is why we're seeing low premiums, but it does not mean that silver is not rare. It doesn't mean that investors are capitulating. It just means that, pardon the expression, but retail coin and silver buyers have blew their wads. The past and present. And there's still new guys coming in, so believe me, there are. Thank you, Christina Neapolitan. I know, man, I'm sorry. I didn't talk about the ice cream. For anything to skyrocket must be a digital, non-tangible, imaginary number on a screen. It seems that way, doesn't it? Not fond of the F-bombs, however, sometimes you got to say what like it is. I agree, Linda Compton. How are you? I hope everything's well to you, and thanks. Next time I'm in Deerfield, visit me for sure. Triple-digit silver equals triple-digit food prices. I disagree, Michael. I really do. And the reason I disagree because silver prices are so heavily kept down for so many decades artificially, and again, I think they're going to explode to the upside at some point. But other prices have not. Gold has not. Think about it. Gold is like near its all-time high, and it's broken its all-time high a bunch of times in the last decade or more. Silver has not. Silver's only broken its all-time high twice. So I think if we saw gold go into triple-digit figures, I think you would be right. Silver food prices were triple-digit, but I think silver is just so heavily controlled to the downside and has been for decades. It's so cheap that no, I don't believe that's going to be the case at all. However, I would agree with you if you said triple-digit gold prices near term would beat triple-digit food prices. I would agree with that. My Mr. Butler has okay. All right, living the dream. I think Mr. Butler has as much foresight, to be quite honest with you, living the dream, as anyone else out there. Any of the talking heads in silver, anybody talking about silver. So that's my opinion. Enjoyed your comments and subscribe. Thank you. I appreciate that, Silver Stacker. Keep up the work. Keep buying inexpensive products. Don't buy the overpriced, over-premium products. And again, I just went over that in my best deal thing there. Vertigo, what's up there? I get vertigo. Dr. Shiva all the way, Vermilion Enterprises. Yeah, I guess he blew a special out there. I could do that at any given time, but I don't choose to keep them. You know what I mean? I blow them out to my retailers. I still would. If you walked into me and tried to buy Silver Eagles from me at $4, even though the Vermilion Enterprises sell them at $4, I still would deny them to you. They're overpriced. They're even overpriced at $4. If you're a good retailer and you're looking someone square in the eye, can you sell them Silver Eagles at spot plus $3 or $4 or $5 when there's other products at less than $2? No, it's not a great deal, and it's the reason I don't sell them. The reason I don't advise Silver Eagles, the reason I talk people out of them when they come to me. So I could beat that price, but I won't because I'm not comfortable selling them for that kind of number, especially when you get silver at less than $2 over. Say it with your chest, Brian. When all else failed, they take you to war. Yeah, war. What is it good for? Absolutely nothing. I enjoy your show. Thank you. Appreciate it. Thank you. I really appreciate that, Bob and Duck. It's more likely to go back to 15-1 ratio, and that would make 220. That would make it $135 an ounce. Thank you for the math there, Games. I won't even try to pronounce that. Thank you, though. One shopping day until my birthday. Mark, I missed your birthday 2 weeks ago, but happy birthday to Mark Gotchall. Boy, I should not try to pronounce some of these names. I agree, even they are not the same. I agree, 225. Which century? Man, I know. It's hard. I mean, especially, I'm getting up there in age too. am waiting, but I think when we see it explode to the upside, I mean, I think that's it. I think, I think we might, 225, that wasn't my price. That's the price that Ted Butler says he could see it. And again, I think he's the smartest guy out there when it comes to silver. So my price target is $1.25. I think it's going to hit that at some point. Yeah, I had to laugh when I read that you had to laugh at me doing that. Yeah, that's pretty lame. I'm so used to using a calculator all the time. Become Constitution, simple thefts. Yeah, I believe that they're not going to take gold and silver. They're not going to confiscate gold and silver because they don't need to. All they got to do with a stroke of a pen is attack your Social Security, your pension account, your 401k, all that stuff, your home, whatever. I wouldn't want to know what the world looked like with 200 dumb things you see. Again, I honestly believe that you don't have to worry about it. $225 silver wouldn't be awful. I don't think it had anything to do with inflation. We've already seen inflation now. To see gold triple or quadruple, yes, I would agree, but I don't think that's the case with silver. If we saw $225 silver, I don't think a loaf of bread is going to be $20. I used to think that, but rethinking it, no, not anymore. But I believe like that would be true with gold. If we saw $6,000 gold in short term, yeah, something bad is happening and inflation is going to really go crazy. But not true with silver, in my opinion. Rear Window with Jimmy Stewart. That was a great movie, and thank you for bringing it up. I know I was tongue-tied, couldn't think of the movie, and I forget what I was even relating it to, but thank you very much, Silverboy Blues. Philip Stanton, what's up, dude? I'll see you in Baltimore, I guess, coming up in March. If you want to get numismatic, you can always show and tell. I know. At some point, I keep talking about doing numismatics, but I would lose my bullion audience. Some people just aren't into it. But maybe I can add some someday. Leonard, and nice seeing you there, Philip. How you doing? I think silver will be one of the one-to-one gold during the later stages of economic collapse and early stage. Interesting. However, it means the saying the world's 95% of the world's mined silver is in landfills. Can't argue with that, or buried in ground, or used, or whatever. Very good, pertinent points here. And by the way, folks, I've got great commenters. I highly suggest if you're watching my videos, go in the comment section and interact with each other. Most everyone in my comment section is very polite too, and you can learn a lot. Thank you, Leonard Hardman. I really appreciate that. Leonardo Hartman, thank you, appreciate that. Waiting to get paid, my friend, but when I do, I'll send you money. Thanks. Didn't the farmers head back to D.C.? Thank you, William. I don't think you left any. Yep. Steve in Florida caught your radio, enjoyed it. Thank you, Steve. I'm a stacker for many years. Keep stacking, sir. Don't capitulate. There's. I can deal with other. I'm not saying GD. Sorry about the GD out there. It's just hey, listen. Anyways, it's like my mom always said, the F word. I think you became the top 3 silver content fall. Thank you. Appreciate that, Vlad. The rigging economy and political debate. Thank you, sir. Not much politics today. We're all living it. Sometimes you get sick of even talking about it. Or silver back to face value. Nah, that's never going to happen. All right, folks, that's it, man. Got through that section here. Like to thank everybody for watching. Listen, you can catch me out on X, which was formerly Twitter, at Brian Kuzmar. There's my Twitter tweet name, or whatever you want to call it. You can reach me out here, ask me questions. Always happy to answer them. And if you ever not find me on YouTube for some reason, you never know, or somewhere else, we do back up our videos here. Shamelessly, we haven't for a couple weeks. I'm going to have to yell at my video editor, Marcelo, what are you doing? Come on, get this stuff uploaded. But I do upload it here. I also notice more and more people are using this format. The reason I like it, again, if you notice, I'm using 2 free speech formats, and hopefully they are truly free speech formats and stay that way. Anyway, that's it, folks. As you know, I said it for a long time, and I'm going to keep saying it. Think for yourself, question authority, and thanks for watching. If you're looking to buy gold, silver, and platinum, we advertise to beat APMEX, SD, and JM Bullion, and their prices online for commonly traded, inexpensive, but industry recognized products, and that's how we recommend you buy all your gold and silver products. Stay away from that overpriced stuff. Stay away from Silver Eagles. Buy the lowest premium you can for a recognizable product, not a product recognizable by your friend, your neighbor, or a recognizable product by someone in the industry. Stay with the inexpensive stuff. If you like collecting shiny, cool things, then get into coin collecting or something. That's a lot of fun as well. Well, that's it, folks. Thanks for watching. Have yourself a wonderful day, and I hope to talk to you soon. Good night now, or good afternoon, or goodbye. See ya.